So today I'm going to go through my EMEA and America's pick'ems, as well as explaining all of the different possible scenarios of who's going to make it through champs points and what each team needs to do and all of that good stuff. But before we do that, first let's take a look at the best and worst round of the last week. The best round of the week is going to go to Gen G for this icebox round that, if you just take a look at the map, like, it goes almost perfectly as planned against Paper X to win the game.
Way towards the A site, and Paper X completely assumed that it was going to be B. And that gave Gen G the space they needed to get the plan.
Look at this though, completely different look from the side of Gen G. The updraft up on the tube to clear out of the turret. Now this full mid focus is just picking them to pieces. Texture on the long lurk. Finds the punish onto something, and now suddenly the blink of an eye. Mere seconds into the round. It is Divine as the last one standing.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of the kills there, but if you were looking at the map, it's like a death squad of everyone just getting the kill that they were supposed to get. But the worst round of the week has to go to the Team Secret Talon game, not just because Jeremy is going to fall off Abyss because he didn't buy an updraft, but then Talon proceed in a 5v4 against an eco to just bait their teammates and lose the rounds.
It's going to be another send all the way down mid. The recon going all the way deep. Oh no! Oh, it's going to take a little while. It goes quite far, trust me. But he will eventually fall. It goes a long time if you're Jet. It lasts a very long time. You can actually just be out of the map, off of the minimap for a very long time if it's on the edge.
Especially if it's a spike planted, but...
There he goes. Oh, what's down here? Oh, well, nice
I guess we
little
have
tour.
our guess and gain answer. That was a slight misplay. But in all of that time, Talon...
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Talon's, before that kill feed comes, Talon's like, well, we heard the jet. Where'd he go? You're just waiting. You're like, well, where is he? Like, he's not here. Well, now he's gone. Talon, probably a little chuckle, and they say, okay, well, that's the game plan gone from Secret. It's still a stack onto A. You know that this is going to be where Talon hits whenever Team Secret is weaker, and Envy trying to swing. Wario actually supports him with 2 great kills. That's an immediate rotate. Cruz trying to open up the B site. Jesse Vash is here. He's just waiting with a judge. He hears the jump. Cruz, I don't think has seen him just yet. He's been pinged. Jesse Vash is closing the gap. He's in there, and he gets the kill. Shut down. You do not want to push this right now, Governor. You might be the governor, but the...
Okay, so now with that sorted, let's dive into the playoffs pick'ems for EMEA and Americas. We'll start with the EMEA. These are the games that we've got. We've got Team Vitality versus Na'Vi, who will play Team Heretics, whoever wins this, and Fnatic versus Karmine Corp, who play Foot. Now, first, we're going to take a look at the champs points and talk about what each team needs, how they could make it to champs. So here are the point standings for EMEA. Fnatic are already in champs. There is no way that they don't make it. Then it's followed by Team Heretics and Foot on 12 and 11, and then Karmine Corp on 8. And Karmine Corp are out of the range here of Vitality and Na'Vi, so keep that in mind. So then let's talk about what every team needs here in EMEA. And so for Vitality and Na'Vi, who are at the bottom of the points board, they just need to finish in the top 3, right? Very, very simple for those two teams. Fnatic, obviously, we already know are in as well. And the thing is, if Fnatic win this game, then that will mean that Foot and Team Heretics have also made it to champs. The reason for that is for Team Heretics, obviously, let's say, you know, someone won that game. If both Fnatic and Heretics lost, then, you know, they would have to play each other here, right? And the same is kind of true for Foot, that if Foot lost this game here and Fnatic beat them instead, and again, Heretics lost, well, one of them has to win this game and the other one is the next highest on points. So if Fnatic win this game against Karmine Corp, then we know the 3 teams at least that are going to champs guaranteed, and it will just be a fight for that 4th spot. For Karmine Corp, obviously, they have a kind of more interesting path to making it. Obviously, they could just finish in the top 3 if they beat Fnatic. And obviously, if they do beat Fnatic, that means that they can't go through on points, right? Because Fnatic will then be the team that goes through on points. So if Karmine Corp win this game, then all of the other teams know that they just have to finish in the top 3, right? The points is kind of no longer available to them. But if Karmine Corp lose this game, of course, they can still go through. At that point, they just need these 3 teams, Heretics, Foot, and Fnatic, to finish in the top 3, right? So if you're a Karmine Corp fan and you lose to Fnatic, then you're still just you become a Heretics fan, you become a Foot and Fnatic fan, and you just hope that this happens, because then Karmine Corp will still go to champs. Their chances don't increase that much whether they win this game or whether they lose this game. Because let's be real, the best 3 teams in EMEA are Fnatic, Foot, and Heretics, and so you'd expect those 3 teams to probably finish in the top 3. So with that out of the way, let's talk about what I actually think will happen then. And let's start with Vitality versus Na'Vi, which is obviously going to be a very big game. Both those teams just need to finish in the top 3 anyway. So, and I personally think that Vitality are just the better team. I think that Na'Vi played a very interesting game against Gentlemates to qualify for the playoffs. There was moments where you thought like, oh, Na'Vi, they might be back. But there was also a lot of moments of, oh, this team isn't that good. I just can't square that away, that the fact that, you know, they very easily could have lost that game to Gentlemates. And I think that Vitality on the whole have just been a more steady, more consistent team that I think, you know, is probably just in a bit of better form. And so I'll pick Vitality to win that. Fnatic versus Karmicor. Again, I mean, Karmicor look really bad right now, unfortunately. So I will still just go Fnatic to win, even though Fnatic, you know, don't have too much to play for in that game, but I still just think that Fnatic will just win anyway, to be honest. Team Heretics versus Vitality. Now, Team Heretics, I do think have some problems. I don't love some of their comps. I think, you know, whilst we've seen like Fnatic have success with the ISO and whatnot, still playing it even after the nerf, I think some of Team Heretics ISO stuff has not helped them sort out, but I still think that they are a good enough team overall to where I have to pick them, to be honest. And again, if Fnatic did win this game, you know, all these teams would know that they're through. Foot versus Fnatic has been a good game. Foot obviously beat Fnatic in Shanghai, but I think that Fnatic are just playing very well right now, to be honest. I think they've just found a groove, a new lease of life, and yeah, I'll pick Fnatic in that one. Then I will still pick Foot over Vitality. I'll go for Fnatic over Team Heretics. You know what? I'm going to go Foot over Team Heretics as well. And then, in fact, no, I'm going to go Team Heretics over Foot, and then I'm going to go for Fnatic to win, much like they did in Stage 2. Okay, and then on to Americas, and these are the games that we got. Crew versus Cloud9, and Sentinels versus 100 Thieves in the single elimination, with Leviathan and G2 waiting for them. Now, in Americas, here's how the points go. Leviathan, similar to Fnatic, have already solidified champs the ways it has all played out. Then you've got Sentinels, 100 Thieves, G2 are next in line, and again, Crew and Cloud9 quite far behind. Okay, so similar again, let's go through all of the different possibilities for all the teams. We know that Leviathan are already in. Crew and Cloud9 obviously just have to finish in the top 3, but actually so do G2. The reason for that is because if 100 Thieves win this game, then Sentinels are just ahead of G2 on points. They can't get ahead of them. But the same is true if Sentinels win this game, and G2 were to bomb out. 100 Thieves have the tiebreaker on G2 right now with the points as well. So if something like this happened, 100 Thieves would go instead of G2 as well. So for G2, they actually also just need to finish in the top 3. There is no other way in. For Sentinels obviously can lose this game and still make it. At that point, there's only one way that Sentinels don't make it, and that is if they lose this game and also Leviathan don't win a game. Right, so this is the only way. If you're a Sen fan and you lose to 100 Thieves, you just need Lev to win any game. They just need to not lose twice, and Sentinels will go to champs. So their chances are pretty good. And for 100 Thieves, they are kind of in the Karmicor situation where if they win, they then just need to finish in the top 3 because Sentinels will be ahead of them on points there. So they need to just finish in the top 3 if they win. But obviously, as we've kind of mentioned, they can lose and still make it here based on the points overall. So if you're a 100 Thieves fan and this happens, you're basically then just rooting for Leviathan and Sentinels. As long as one of those two teams doesn't finish in the bottom, you know, this kind of 4th place slot, as long as Sen and Leviathan, like if this happened, you know, we ended up with Crew G2 down here, 100 Thieves would be in champs. And now let's talk about who actually will win these games. Of course, Crew Cloud9 is a game that we just saw, and I think that Cloud9, some of the things that have been coming out from Cloud9, from the coach, from the players, it doesn't sound great. Maybe Cloud9 can pull it off, but I really don't think they're in a state to do that, to be honest. I think I am going to go Crew. Sen versus 100 Thieves. Unfortunately for 100 Thieves, I mean, they destroyed Loud on Ascent, but then lost the other 2 maps to Loud, and I think that their map pool is a big problem. Where I have to pick Sen, even though Sen obviously lost to G2 as well. We then get Lev versus Crew, and I think that Lev, honestly, are just... I think though they're in a similar mode, I think, to Fnatic right now, where they're kind of being able to play a bit loose, a bit free, and basically unlocks them even more. So I'm going to pick Lev to win that game there. G2 versus Sen, obviously, we just saw this game. We saw G2 win. It was fairly close. I mean, behind the second half wasn't really that close, but You know, Lotus was a pretty close map overall. But I think some of the things that G2 do, I mean, there was a lot of rounds from Sentinels there that they won. And it was like, whoa, Sentinels won a round. And it felt like, oh my god, you guys won a round. Really good job for winning a round. Because that's how well G2 are playing. I just don't see a way. I think G2 are just playing incredible right now. And then we would get this. And here's the thing. This is where I'm going to go for the slight surprise, I guess. Because I think Sen... I can already see the memes. The 100 Thieves at this point would just need Sen to win, right? They just need Sen to win and Sen through 100 Thieves, but they don't. Crew win instead, Sen go through on points, and 100 Thieves fans are just left in the mud. Lev versus G2, I'm going to go for G2, then I'll go Lev, we'll get the rematch in the grand final, and I'll go G2 again, because I mean, not that I think this wouldn't be close, because I think Lev are playing really well as well, but I just have a feeling that G2 are just on it.